Well, good morning, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. It is the 21st of December. It is the first official day of winter, which arrived at 5:02 a.m. This morning here on the East Coast. A rare event, to say the least. If you look in the southwest sky here right after sunset, you'll see a Saturn-Jupiter closest great conjunction we've seen about 800 years. So again, they'll look like they're right on top of each other, and again, making for a brighter display here this night. So again, if you have clear skies, you'll definitely want to check that out. They've been getting closer all month long, and this is actually the closest spot, again, in 800 years. The big storm event, obviously, last week was the nor'easter here in the east. Just goes to show you how physics has a long way to go. Some of these areas got 40 inches of snow. Just the day before, were suggested to have an inch or two or three of snow. So this track was about, in terms of the heavy band, not much difference in the track, but the heavy band of snow was about 100 miles north of where it was projected to be. So places like Binghamton, New York, they're just over the Pennsylvania border, had 40 inches. And again, just a day out, models were suggesting 2, 3, 4 inches. So again, a big storm, historic by December standards for sure. Had about a foot or so outside 360 studio here. So we did well. These folks that have snow on the ground will probably keep most of that, despite a big Christmas Eve rainstorm, it appears, coming up. Looking at snow cover here Christmas Day, I know a lot of folks like a white Christmas. 2009 was the big year. 63% of the country had snow on the ground, so that was a widespread white Christmas. Average would be about closer to 38% or so. So we think we're going to have the most in several years here in terms of snow on the ground here Christmas morning. Right now we only have 26% of the country, but we're going to add to that, we think, here in the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and maybe even to the southern Appalachians here. So we may top out at 35%, may eclipse 38% here for a white Christmas morning. Looking at some of the cycles here, driving our weather so far this season is again is a moderate La Nina event. So we're probably going to stay in this moderate phase here, it appears now, through January, February. Other factors are the cold Pacific PDO cycle, a warm AMO cycle, and a solar minimum. So a lot of these cycles are rare to have them all teamed up together here. So they're certainly going to have some impact on our weather, both here now and into the year ahead. The good news here on the flu front is this time last year, Christmas week was peaking with type B flu, that green line. So we had a huge surge in cases. In fact, most of the country, in fact, almost every state had widespread flu outbreak, type B, back in 2019 around Christmas. This year, the red line, historic lows. The good news, too, on the left, so we're only combating one virus, and that's COVID. The good news here is even those trends, according to the CDC, are all trending down for deaths and hospital rates, again, on a national scale. So the good news is maybe we've turned the corner here, and hopefully the end is near for this COVID virus as we go into 2021. Looking at last week here across the world, this is 13 through 19 December, week ending Saturday on a retail calendar. So big maps is temperatures versus last year. Here in the U.S., we were about 0.4 of a degree colder than last year, coldest in 15th coldest in 35 years, so actually a below average week. It was 21% drier than last year, least in 3 years, still a little bit above average nationally. And we had 65% more snowfall again than last year, most in 4 years, 11th most in 35, again due to that big East Coast storm. Canada, a little bit warmer. Europe, quite a bit colder. Russia, the coldest in 4 years. China, really cold, 9.7 degrees colder than last year, coldest in 15. Cold down under in Australia, again, coldest in 4. India, a tad warmer, warmest in 3, and Brazil, a little bit warmer than last year as well. Maps inset left are trends versus average. Looking at this week here, Christmas week, a little bit misleading again because we're going to go from cold to a big warm surge here Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then a crashing cold front through Christmas Day here in the east. So up and down, and then very cold after Christmas in the east. So an up and down pattern here ahead of this big storm system. But overall, we'd say it's about 5.3 degrees colder than last year, coldest in 3 years, still a bit above average. What is in 5, ninth what is in 35, above average. Snowfall way up, 352% more than last year, most in 3. That's still below average, but again, just way up over last year's anemic season. We had no snow here really this time last year. Looking at the 6-day snowfall maps here, so we'll run through these because we do have a system that's going to come through right around the holidays here. So that's some good news for folks that like snow. So here's Wednesday, big storm moving through the southern part of Canada. And then some of that will spill down into the Great Lakes. So Santa's having a nice tailwind. Again, a warm surge here on the East Coast. So all that, you don't see the rain here. We'll show that in a minute. But rain on the East Coast It will end potentially a Christmas Eve night and Christmas Day as some snow. So see some moderate snow for sure. Great Lakes lake effect. But even here 360 we may end the big rain event with some snow Christmas Day. So if you have snow on the ground, you're probably going to hang on to it even with this big 1 to 2 inch rainstorm that will impact the East Coast. And then here Saturday, we'll run through these one more time here. Monday today, ending Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, the big Christmas Eve event will be rain along the East Coast and then ending as some snow Christmas Day. So again, we think we'll probably end up near average snow cover on Christmas morning. Looking at next week, hard to believe, but 2021, that's just crazy to believe we're almost there. 6.5 degrees colder than last year, coldest in 3 years. That's still just a little bit above average nationally. Dries in 3, 10th dries in 35, below average precip. Snowfall up a bit, 30% more, most in 3 years, 9th most, so above average on that front. A lot of that will be in the Rockies, maybe New England. Really proud of the team here this week. Again, Weathertrend says it's always easy to write checks, and we write about a couple $100,000 worth of checks to charities every year, but the team was really impressive here. They did this on their own, picked a couple families of 6 children that been hit hard by COVID and job losses and whatnot. And so again, 6 children will be very happy tonight. Entire team basically bought all the gifts, even some bicycles. So again, we'll be delivering those here tonight. So kudos to Billy Dunn, who spearheaded this event. And then Christine, one of our employees, made these awesome cookies. They're too good. They look too nice to even eat, but made dozens and dozens of these cookies for the kids. So I'd just like to say thank you again. This is the season of giving. And so again, personally, I'd like to call out to the folks that bought gifts. That was Christine and Chrissy and Pam and Rebecca, John, Evan, John, Ed, Billy, Jack, Gerald, Matt, Bruce. Of course, Weathertrend's helped here. Wrapping, Christine and Lynn did a great job wrapping all these gifts. Cookies, again, Christine made these incredible dozens and dozens of cookies for the kids. And then tonight, myself, Billy, and Christine will be delivering these. So 'tis the season of giving, and again, just very proud of the team and what they did here. So God bless you, folks. Have a wonderful Christmas, and we will be back here next week.